Good afternoon.
Corneal perforation is an ocular catastrophe, where the eye and vision may be lost. Trauma, microbial infections, and immune-mediated keratitis can all cause perforation of the cornea. A 10-year-old boy developed herpes zoster ophthalmicus, and presented with a large epithelial defect, that quickly progressed to perforation. An elderly gentleman with Sjogren's syndrome presented with a paracentral corneal melt. Despite cyanoacrylate adhesive application, the cornea perforated. A 58-year-old gentleman with Stevens-Johnson syndrome presented with corneal perforation in the right eye. How to restore the ocular integrity in these patients? Can we use cyanoacrylate adhesive to plug the perforations? Or, do a corneal patch graft or a full-thickness penetrating keratoplasty? Cyanoacrylate adhesives are most effective in impending perforations or when the perforation size is less than 2 mm. These perforations are larger. The main complication of a patch graft or penetrating keratoplasty in such eyes with severe ocular surface disease is graft melt. Also in India, donor corneal tissue is often not readily available. If these are not viable options, then what? Cruz et al. Reported human multilayered amniotic membrane graft as effective space fillers in treating corneal perforations. Therefore, we chose to treat these eyes with multilayered amniotic membrane graft. Amniotic membrane is used widely in ocular surface diseases. Ophthalmologists have attributed it with near mystical properties. At this stage, the anterior chamber is formed with viscoelastic substance through a paracentesis. Once the stay sutures are applied, the graft can be trimmed to a smaller size for easy handling. Then multiple radial sutures are placed equidistant to each other like in a corneal graft. Any iris at the perforation site is released with iris spatula under viscoelastics. All the sutures are rotated to internalize the knots. Cyanoacrylate adhesive is then applied to reinforce the amniotic membrane. Amniotic membranes can sometimes dissolve early, with serious consequences in a cornea that is perforated. The adhesive protects against this, acting as a backup. Finally, a bandage contact lens is applied to protect the surface. Post-operative medication includes topical broad-spectrum antibiotic, topical corticosteroids, cycloplegics, and preservative-free lubricant eye drops. The post-operative course in all the 3 patients were unremarkable. The multilayered membrane gradually integrated within the corneal stroma. In none of these eyes any additional procedures were required to maintain corneal integrity. Multilayered AMG is ineffective in treating corneal perforations that are too large for tissue adhesives and too small for keratoplasty. Technically, the surgery is simple and it tides over emergency situations, saving the eye.
Thank you.
Anything? No. Yeah, very nice video of description, but again, I'm sorry, you are seeing is very nice here, it's very bad there. It's the same thing because the colors. And it's a known technique for a long time. More, this is I mean, for a new persons when they start doing or something, it's very handy, this video, and very descriptive and very elaborative, showing very nicely the amniotic membrane. When you start first few cases, it will be just slippery, it is going wrong. How do you manage with, apart from any other tips in
Handling the membrane?
Yes.
You just need to be patient and do gentle stroking because these are friable. Use non-toothed forceps. The iris repositor, the round one, is pretty good. And even if you have some folds, because ultimately the center part is what you need. The rest you'll be trimming it anyway. So even if you have folds in the periphery, like when you're folding it up, it really doesn't matter because once you suture it and you trim it, it's fine. And
Another trick is what we say, we should never use the toothed forceps.
we shouldn't use that. That's what I'm saying. Plain forceps, not
Plain,
toothed.
or
Did I
we
mention
can-
toothed?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plain
you have to-
forceps.
You better for new people.
Yeah,
You
so-
tell not to use toothed forceps.
So the suture removal forceps, the straight or the curved, because the curved one, you can use it to handle as well as smoothen. That's a good instrument. The iris repositor is a second one.
Can you use glue and then suture it at a later point in time so that it doesn't slip?
Yeah, you can do that, but
And that will also
but the
create
problem
a situation where the membrane will not dissolve early.
if you put the glue first, or if you put just the glue over the membrane. Now the principle of cyanoacrylate adhesive is that it needs
Not
a
cyanoacrylate,
deepithelialized
tissue glue. He's talking about tissue. Tissue glue, not cyanoacrylate glue.
tissue glue. Yeah, you can use the fibrin glue also.
Yeah.
The fibrin glue is frightfully expensive. Like if you have one patient out here, 7,500 or 5,000. The cyanoacrylate is a cheaper version. The cyanoacrylate, second advantage is the tectonic support. The fibrin glue is will not give you the tectonic support. So I would prefer cyanoacrylate out here. Although a fibrin glue is there, but because of cost issues and the tectonic part, a cyanoacrylate is a better bet for me.